So Matt, you can see that, right?
These are just crosstalks, and I'll meet you outside.
Okay, so
Bye.
bye-bye. I'm going.
Pretty sweater. Keep bending over like that. It's a nice view.
This is my little I love you, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The anchor over at the Today Show fired
I'm going.
Pretty sweater.
Lauer is the second morning network.
Keep bending over like that. It's a nice view.
The biggest television history. Then NBC said recent accusations from one co-worker, but Variety magazine, they did their own 2-month investigation published today and found evidence of a lot more wider and abusive conduct. Hours after that, the New York Times reported 2 more claims. And Lauer's co-workers, Savannah Guthrie, Hoda Kotb, learned of the news of his firing just before they reported it at the top of the Today Show. That's quite an opening. And they all and their colleagues at 30 Rock were visibly shaken by this news.
All we can say is that we are heartbroken. I'm heartbroken for Matt. He is my dear, dear friend and my partner, and he is beloved by many, many people here. How do you reconcile your love for someone with the revelation that they have behaved badly?
I've known Matt for 15 years. It's hard to reconcile what we are hearing with the man who we know, who walks in this building every single day.
I texted him this morning and said, I adore you. And no person is perfect in this world. Nobody is.
And my thoughts, of course, are with Matt. He's been a friend. He's been a mentor. He's been a guy you could watch, a guy who led by his example on the set.
I am stunned by this. I've known Matt for 25 years. I consider him to be a friend. Willie was apt in his description of Matt.
Then again, maybe there were some warning signs just below the radar. Back in 2012, Lauer's longtime co-host Katie Couric said something in an interview that didn't get much notice at the time, but maybe it should have.
The Today Show with Matt Lauer for 15 years. What is Matt's most annoying habit?
He pinches me on the ass a lot.
Lovely. She had kind of a sour face there. Katie wasn't kidding. And that's kind of genuine disgust. And it makes you wonder how NBC supposedly missed this for all these years. Also getting a close second look is a Today Show promo that seemed to openly hint at Lauer's reputation for inappropriate behavior with ladies and possibly a habit of, I don't know, walking around without his pants.
Drink it in, ladies.
Again, Matt? Really? It's the 3rd time this week. Did your mommy give you those? Wow. Stop it. You're making me lactate.
Get it while it lasts.
Again, well, I mean, NBC claims none of their current leadership knew about Lauer's past, but it seems kind of hard to believe now. To help us make sense of all of this, these shockwaves in the media world, we'll bring in Fox News media analyst Howie Kurtz. One thing that was interesting today, Joe Flint tweeted the following. He said, NBC News doubles down. We can unequivocally say prior to Monday night, current NBC News management was never made aware of any complaints about Lauer's conduct, said the network. Current NBC management. Jeff Zucker over at CNN was the executive producer of the Today Show for many years, very successful. And he had a very terse statement through a spokesperson today, Howie, that there was never a complaint filed against him during his time there. That's it.
Well, the complaint part might be true, but it certainly raises a lot of questions about who in NBC management at various times knew about this. And NBC, Laura, tried to seize the moral high ground by saying, well, we fired Matt Lauer as soon as we got this complaint, 36 hours. And it's true, the NBC took swift action. But clearly this was a preemptive move before the Variety piece comes out with allegations about him giving a sex toy to a coworker, exposing himself to another worker.
There's a photo apparently that they have now.
Right. I mean, this is pretty graphic stuff. And a New York Times piece talks about a woman who said she did have sex in 2001, Matt Lauer, that she felt pressured to save her job. So NBC tried to control the narrative by not putting out much detail and getting out ahead of these reports that shows that these allegations have been out there for some time.
Now, just going back to Jeff Zucker, though, I mean, it reminds me kind of what we were hearing about Harvey Weinstein. That, oh, I'm shocked. I can't believe that Harvey Weinstein. And then you heard. I mean, I had heard about Harvey Weinstein back in 1997. I was on the Today Show a bunch of times. I always liked Matt Lauer. He seemed fine to me. He was kind of a liberal guy, but he was nothing but nice to me. So I had very minimal interaction with him. Mm-hmm. But from the Katie Couric comment to that odd promo, there were a couple of other things that have popped up on tape. It's a little strange for a network that prides itself on being so pro women and we're all for girl power, and it's a little odd. And Jeff Zucker, he doesn't come out on camera today. This is one of his old friends, old buddies. Nothing.
You have to cringe looking at some of these now skits and what Katie Couric said and all of that. But what happened is the environment has changed. So whereas it might have been easy for NBC and other networks, Laura, other networks have had these problems.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
But to look the other way, to not take it seriously, to turn a blind eye to what some of the women who were complaining in the era of Harvey Weinstein and all the politicians now, Al Franken, Roy Moore, John Conyers is being accused.
Overwhelmingly Democrat.
Right. So now you can't get away with it. So CBS dumps Charlie Rose right away, NBC dumps Matt Lauer right away. But there are a lot of unanswered questions here about who knew what, and was NBC allowing this to go on?
They're not revealing the name of the young woman who said in 2014 he approached her
at the Olympics. Right. Now, I think that may be because that woman and perhaps other women are not ready to go forward, and you can understand them not wanting to have their lives blown up. But at the same time, it just fuels. I mean, this is sort of the beginning of the story. There's a lot more to know about this and the way that networks now respond to these kinds of allegations and who knew what when.
This is the revenge of Ann Curry, someone wrote today. Ann Curry. That's
unceremoniously
yes,
booted
exactly.
from the
I
Today
didn't hear
Show.
from Deborah Norville, other people we wanted to talk to. And I'd like to hear from all of them. I appreciate it, Howie. Thanks so much.
old school, you know what I mean? Cause TMZ be on your flip a screen when celebs are acting the best of worst. You know we be the ones who get there first. Like when Anthony Weiner took a picture of his drug, or Rihanna made it rain on a hopper duck a duck. When Prince Harry showed his derriere, or when Teen Mom tried to sell her underwear. From Rihanna to Lindsay to Justin Bieber, TMZ is the best at being on the scene. If it happened here or anywhere in the world, it happened on TMZ for all you boys and girls. Word up!